Asmongold is always right about this woman. Every time I see a thumbnail with Asmongold reacting to Denims, I'm always just like, oh, easy. Easy clip, easy coverage, but damn, this woman really hit rock bottom today. Just like anyone who hasn't liked and subscribed to the video yet. And also, join the Discord, link in the description. She was trying to defend herself against the allegations of defaming H3H3 and, getting CPS called on their children for zero reason at all. Well, boys, today is tomorrow, and H3H3 is in the news because apparently, from everything that's been going down, it seems like the people that dislike H3H3 have been basically going insane at this point. I'm like, they're maniacally laughing like the Joker at this point, because instead of them just attacking H3H3 and, threatening his life and, calling the cops on him and, swatting him, they decided, you know what? It seems like all of those attempts are just becoming boring now. For some reason, he just keeps beating the false charges we levy against him whenever we call the SWAT team on him.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty.
Yes.
What the hell? What? Maybe we should get new roommates.
Yeah, maybe we should.
How about we call CPS, Child Protective Services? Now, boys, we all can agree you can disagree with someone and they can still be a great parent. Not everyone has the same ideology as everyone else. We can all say that, all right? There have been many people that raise their kids in ways that we're like, I don't know, you should have been doing that. But then their kids like, I didn't mind, I liked it. Some people are vegans, right? They don't feed their kid meat, right? They don't allow their kid to eat, processed sugars and stuff. And then other people will take their kids hunting by the age of 9 to kill their first animal, skin it, and then cook it up with them. These are completely two opposite sides of the spectrum, but we all can agree, just as long as the person comes out somewhat normal. The method to the madness doesn't really matter. And same goes with political beliefs. Just because I disagree with you politically doesn't mean you're a horrible parent. But for some reason, some people just can't get through their heads, alright, me messing with H3H3 is already a line being crossed. Just because he has a different political belief than me does not mean I should cross this line of, falsely swatting him and trying to get him arrested for charges that I know would never stick. I'm just trying to inconvenience this person's life. You take another 2 steps over the damn line whenever you're like, well, how about I try to get his child taken away? In the most bullshit manner. And this man was getting harassed so much to where he had to make a video basically trying to wave a white flag saying, brother, if you're messing with me, I get it, you guys have different beliefs, but leave my kids out of this.
In my long career on YouTube, I've pretty much seen it all. I've been swatted several times with LAPD helicopters, the street shut down, police with guns drawn doing a perimeter around my house. We've also been visited by the FBI 3 times. They were all to warn us of a credible threat against our lives. One time, most recently, he came at 7 a.m. and said, do not open any packages until you hear from me, as we have credible bomb threats against you that we found online. I thought I'd seen it all. I knew this content nuke was going to draw a lot of negative attention, seeing how extreme Hassan and his fan base are, and his orbiters. But the lengths to which they've gone to harass us and get revenge for going after their god king Hassan has frankly gone beyond any type of point of civility and humanity, to the point where they're calling CPS, Child Protective Services, to come to our house and break up our family.
Now, don't get me wrong. I feel like whenever H3H3 said throughout the video that they want CPS to break up their family, I think H3H3 knows that he's being a little hyperbolic here, because my guy, you live in like a $10 million mansion and have nannies and maids. I think me, you, and every person that was calling CPS knows they're not taking your child. This child is in the best place known to man to be raised. Hell, you could be beating this kid every day and CPS be like, hey man, you could have been beaten in the damn trap house. You got lucky. But that still doesn't excuse the behavior of calling Child Protective Services, wasting resources on an already dwindling service. I'm gonna be honest here, I'm surprised Elon hasn't cut that yet. What do the children need to be protected from? They would love to work in the Tesla factory. But yeah, an already underfunded service having to go out to basically damn Beverly Hills to make sure a child isn't being abused, and then he walks in there and he's just like, damn, this is where you live? God But you guys won't guess the reason why people call CPS services. They didn't say that their kids were being beaten. They weren't saying that their kids were being starved. They were saying that their kids got diarrhea. Yes. And then they made up this whole thing of not only did the kid get diarrhea, they got diarrhea from eating dog poop. It's like, this kid, they just put it in their mouth. I even if they did get diarrhea from eating dog, I couldn't believe it. If the kid was outside with the dog and then the dog took a shit and the kid was like, is that chocolate? I could believe it. Like, his kid was like 3, 5, and 18 months. They just put anything in their mouth. I can literally believe that. Yeah. If they did get diarrhea from that, yeah, it's a kid.
On Friday morning, an agent showed up to our house saying that they had received an anonymous tip that our children were crawling around in dog shit, eating dog shit, and contracting diseases. Not only have they called CPS on us, now they're starting to try to call in a 5150 to get me committed. It's really gone on too far, and at this point, I'm ready to take no prisoners, take the gloves off, and call out everybody who needs to be called out. The thing is, once you target my children, then a line's been crossed that cannot be walked back. Once my kids are involved, when people are targeting my children, harassing my children, there's no length that I won't go to take care of this. And I think that's something that every parent can relate to. All these people, incidentally, who are promoting this type of insanity are, in fact, childless and will likely remain that way. The CPS agent showed up and he started asking us all kinds of questions like, who feeds the kids? Who takes care of the kids? What do you do to the kids when you get angry? How do the kids sleep? Do the kids have toys? Is that what happens when you get mad, or what happens when your kids get mad? He walked around the house. He looked in our refrigerator. He walked all around looking for dog shit, apparently, although when he showed up immediately, he said, wow, this place is clean.
Who would have known the multi-millionaires that live in a $10 million mansion have cleaners that walk around cleaning their house all damn day? Who would have known, boys? Who would have known? So this whole rumor was started on the H3 Snark subreddit and basically was being amplified by people in Hassan's orbit. People like Mike from PA, Bad Empanada, and even Denims. This woman, I'm gonna be honest here, who watches her? I gotta know. From what Sully Gnome says, this woman, whenever she goes live, has over 2,000 at least viewers on average. And I'm just sitting here like, boys, where's my 2,000 viewers? I'm like, we get around that whenever I upload. Like, brother, why can't all y'all just come to the streams, boys? Like, I tell you, boys, on that live. Like, what do I need to get breast implants? Is that what I need? I need to get breast implants for you boys? I can do it. All right. I can do it. But basically, this woman started to spread claims that the kids got Giardia from eating dog shit. A baseless, unfounded claim with zero proof other than in one H3 podcast, he talked about his kid getting diarrhea. Again, it was an 18-month-old baby eating solid foods for the first time. Who would have known that the baby would get diarrhea?
He lets his dogs shit all over his mansion, and he just leaves the shit on the floor, something that is probably related to the fact that his former housekeeper is suing him for a number of different reasons. So I would assume he doesn't actually have a housekeeper anymore, or perhaps he lost his extra housekeeper. So now the house is just like covered in dog shit. And he has kids, and his kids like crawl into the dog shit, and God forbid, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know if they eat it, or if it's just from like contact with it with their hands or something, but they contracted a parasite that I had previously never heard of in my life called Giardia from the dog shit that is all over his house.
Dude, how is it that like maybe once a week I look into what Ethan Klein's been up to, and every time I manage to find more and more terrible shit. This is where Ethan tells a story about his family getting Giardia.
We already have mold Mondays. Now we have shit Saturdays.
Also, this is not a joking matter, by the way. It can be very severe and deadly to small children. I mean, much like many other illnesses, it's very, very, very dangerous when infants get the same sicknesses that adults get. There are lots of things that you can get as an adult. You're totally fine. You'll be A-okay. No problem. A child, a small infant that has no immune system, shouldn't be catching anything.
This woman used no rational part of her brain. Like, how would a man with a over $10 million mansion not just hire another maid? Even if his maid like left him and said, I don't want to work for you anymore. The man has more than enough money to hire another one. It's not like there's a limited supply of housemaids out there. There's an unlimited supply of housemaids out there, all right? The man can just hire another one. He has the capital for it. What, is he not going to just hire a new maid? He's just going to allow his whole house to go to ruins because a maid left? Even if that whole part of the story was true, how does she not have the rational thought process of he would just get a new one? And then on top of that, why would he neglect his kids? He has all the time in the world. It's not like he had 3 kids. By the way, he has 3 kids because he just hates them. Like, no, if you have 3 kids living in a multi-million-dollar mansion, you're probably taking good care of them, right? This whole thing makes no logical sense. On top of that, the man that she's watching shows 0 proof. She's just taking him at his word and then amplifying that word to her audience. Not only that, she uploads these videos. We're gonna get into that. She's been having to delete videos. She even deleted this video because after this, H3H3 was like, yeah, I'm about to start suing people. And we might have to start off with little Denims over there. We really gonna have to start getting some people inside of a courtroom for defamation lawsuits. But she not only amplifies this to her 2K audience watching her live, but also she gets around 30K viewers on her daily Denims channel. Now, it's not known if she actually runs the channel herself, but I'm like, they're using her content and just making highlights out of it. So I'm assuming she's getting a cut of it, or at least is aware of this, because they were doing pretty good. But of course, to end off that last clip we saw, she had to loop it all the way back to Palestine. Somehow, his kids getting Gerardia looped all the way back to Palestinian children. It's like, bro, now you're just shoehorning things into this whole entire conversation. This has nothing to do with Palestine children.
It makes sense why he doesn't care about Palestinian children when he is neglecting his own. How is this happening? How is it happening? How is this happening?
Her brain just turned all the way off. She just started skipping like a damn record player right there. She didn't even know why she said, how is this happening? She just started saying it after she read that little excerpt from the damn peanut gallery. So once H3H3 put out that video on his channel, Denims went over and basically was trying to say, well, your kids aren't going to be scarred from being talked to by a CPS agent. They're like 3 and 5. Who remembers anything from 3 and 5? And then she goes on to read, yes, you can form memories at 3. And she just dismisses the whole information she just read.
So I'm going to visit your kids at school and ask them questions. And I says, you're not fucking doing that.
No,
I mean, we both were like, that's not happening. You're not going.
Terrifying.
You are not doing that. So he agreed to come visit our
Come
house
back next week
when the kids are at home, because he needs to fucking interview our kids as a matter of procedure.
But I was like, I really don't want you to create any bad memory here for them. Like, they are 5 and 3. They don't understand this shit. So I told him,
Create any bad memory for them. You're not forming memories at 3 years old, and it's very rare that you're forming memories at 5 years old. Nah, yes, you are. No, you're not. When we're talking about being able to remember, being able to recall memories, it's like 4 is the cutoff. But even if you are forming any memories at 4, you're not going to be able to remember them past like 15. You have maybe 1 or 2 memories. Talking to a random stranger once isn't really memorable for a kid. There's a wide variation about the mean across methods, cohorts. The average age of adults' earliest memories is 3.5 years old. You're not really forming memories at 3.
Read, nigga, read!
How does she do that? She hit the move of saying, nuh-uh. And we just have to accept that she just doesn't believe facts that she doesn't believe in. If someone says gravity keeps you planted on Earth, she's gonna start flying because she's gonna be like, I don't believe in gravity. I mean, like, Asmongold's reaction to Denims trying to just write off Hila Klein and Ethan Klein's experience with CPS, it has to be one of the funniest things I've seen today, because this man basically just like, is this retarded?
Dog, you literally, the vast majority of people are, like, are not remembering anything that happened to them at 3.
Man,
So it's okay to do anything to a 3-year-old because they won't remember it.
It's just sympathy, right? It's just she's just pulling like the IDF classic card.
The IDF, the Israeli Defense Force? What does this have to do with the IDF?
Like, please, my life is so difficult. Please, everyone that is against us needs fucking awful experiences because we're the ones dealing with the real awful experiences.
What? I don't even know what to say. The fuck are we watching? She was in the IDF? Yeah, she was in the IDF because every single person that was born and lives in Israel has to serve in the IDF, including women.
Hila did worse to Palestinian kids in the IDF. I mean, I'm sure she's thought about doing terrible things to people when she was in the IDF.
I want you to understand that the reason why she's saying this is so she can dehumanize this woman that she's watching, like Ethan's wife, and then make her an acceptable target for bad treatment.
Literally, nail on the fucking head from Asmongold. Like, it makes no sense to be like, yeah, my community called CPS on you, and you were obligated to serve in the military of your country that you was born in, that you had zero choice to be born in. She's acting like Hila came down from the damn heavens and told her mom, be Jewish, go to Israel. It's like, what? She had no choice in where she was born and what the laws of the land were. She served in the military whenever she was told, you have to serve in our military. But yeah, after it seemed like Denims and her whole little crony gang were essentially not backing down from harassing Ethan and his family, he basically said, you know what, how about we do this in the legal system then? Since you guys like harassing people a lot, let me harass you with a little lawsuit. Since you guys want to harass me and my family, let me go ahead and sick the lawyers on you.
Gloves are off at this point, and you guys will see the effects of that as we move forward through this. But I make no apology. I will do everything that I can to hold any of these people to justice in any possible way that I can. And that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to be happening. And if you guys have any other clips of Denims saying that our kids, anything about our kids and the dog thing, I would love if you guys can compile that for me.
Okay.
Just in general, if there's anyone in the audience, because I don't want to miss anything. So if you know of any, or if you want to help us look, you can send it to us, on Discord, Dan?
Or throw it up on the Reddit. I mean, if you throw it up on the Reddit or something.
Reddit, okay.
Yeah. It's probably
let us know, because I'd love to sue her for defamation, amongst other things.
So, boys, someone like Denims feeling like she's in the right. What do you guys think she did, seeing that she thinks she's in the right for everything she did? You know, if someone was really abusing their child and letting their child get diseases and stuff from eating dog shit, wouldn't you think, oh, well, I'll see you in court. Yo, I'll see you in court then. Fuck it. I will be proven innocent and judged in front of my peers who will believe what I am saying. Now, someone that is as innocent as Denims, do you guys think that she said, fuck it, I'm lowering up? She said, you know what, screw it, Ethan, we can talk this out, we don't have to go to court? Or did she just delete all of her videos? Again, we don't know if this channel is actually ran by Denims, but it's kind of weird how a channel that basically is uploading all of Denims' content, and a lot of her content was hating on H3, except for this one lone video of her playing Marvel Rival shittily. It's kind of weird how it went from uploading daily content of Denims to all of her videos being on. It's quite the barren wasteland now. Whatever happened? Whatever happened? I thought Denims Daily was fighting the good fight, getting the real message out there, and talking about how abusive Ethan Klein is. But whenever push came to shove and you were showing his abuse and he said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna take you to court, instead of you being like, I got all this evidence, I'm gonna just show it to the court, you decided to delete all the evidence. Huh, what happened to fighting a good fight, Denims?
She's been on a generational run of hating against Ethan Klein during almost every single stream of hers, to the point they literally had Child Protective Services called on H3H3's family. And as you might notice, she immediately deleted the VOD after this happened, and now she's trying to dismiss the event as nothing crazy.
Now, obviously, Denims started to backpedal everything, alright? On the Denims Daily channel, they had to put up this little this little notice saying, people are bullying me. Just because I'm mean to them doesn't mean they can be mean back to me. For some reason, they saw my video and then they commented on my video about how dumb I am. What is going on? You disappear off YouTube. You know if Asmongold had kids, CPS would absolutely take them off of him too. They're launching an organized attack. 2 same videos in just 5 hours, even though all the CPS claims they're making are complete nonsense. They're cutting and combining clips together to manipulate their people. I don't like them. I've permanently deleted most of the clips about them, and I've hidden reaction videos where they were trash talking Denims. I don't care about the comments they leave here or how they try to ruin the YT community here. What matters to me is that Denims doesn't get hurt because of this channel. These 2 toxic people are trying to manipulate their audience, even though they're wrong / manipulators about almost everything. They probably see themselves as the kind of Trump campaign team or something. What? Bro, who is ever running this damn channel is cooked. They are mentally fried. You're telling me you deleted all of Denim's reaction videos and her videos talking about Ethan Klein and basically everything off that channel because you didn't want her to get hurt for her, in your opinion, quote unquote, telling the truth. How would she get hurt? I gotta know. How would she get hurt? / on top of that, it's not like people can't just download her VODs right after she's done streaming or just record while she's streaming. / her most damning clips are all over Twitter and YouTube. So how are you just deleting some highlight videos going to protect Denim? You guys see this damn white knight? This motherfucker thinks he's about to hit. This has to be the most delusional person I've ever heard of in my life. Talking about some, I don't want them to hurt them. She doesn't know you, little bro. Plus, on top of that, she's a grown-up. She's an adult woman. I'm pretty sure she can take care of herself, seeing that she got herself into this mess in the first place. If she didn't want to be a part of this whole little thing, maybe she shouldn't have streamed herself talking shit about them. But of course, that's not where that even ends, because Denims had another damning clip come out about her basically saying, this is your fault, Ethan. You were the one that discussed personal issues on stream about your child having a very common disease for kids that just, toddle on the ground with pets around.
You think that the reason why this happened is because you're talking about your kids contracting Giardia? Maybe you should stop talking about your children on stream in that way. I hold the parents accountable for that.
I just want you guys to see that this woman, just something's going off in her brain. I think she thinks she actually just made a point there. I just wanted to add in that silence again because, boys, I just want to point out every time we see a clip from this woman, it is like 90% dead air, one take, 90% dead air again. Like, she doesn't even make a or a or oh or wait, give me a second. The woman's brain is trying so hard to where she can't even communicate. Like, she was just sitting there thinking about, how do I play the YouTube video again? Because that's what she did. The woman said her take and then played the YouTube video after just like 10, 20 seconds of dead silence. And I'm just sitting here like, what are we doing here? Was it that hard for you to realize click video? But yeah, somehow she thinks that it's Ethan's fault for mentioning that he has children and some problems that he has with his kids while they're growing up, with random people calling CPS on him. Somehow we jumped from, my kid is a little sick right now. They had a little diarrhea. You know how kids are. She was just toddling on the ground, or he was just toddling on the ground. Maybe he ate something or licked the floor. It's kid stuff. It's kid stuff. To CPS is being called on them. Somehow just mentioning your child is sick is worth them being taken away from you. And in Denim's mind, that is completely valid. And then on top of that, we still got another clip to go, boys. All right, this woman was yapping that day. Somehow she thinks that Ethan Klein doing his job of editing videos, because if you guys don't know, Ethan Klein is a YouTuber. He makes his money through YouTube. Somehow she thinks he's a loser for editing the Hassan Piker content nuke instead of hanging out with his kids and his family. And I'm just sitting here like, you mean he did his job? You mean he worked? Something that you haven't done in your life?
This is why people are very uncharitable in general. It's because when you are charitable, nobody notices. I've said multiple times, I'm not going to ever comment on whether or not I think that this guy, Ethan Klein, is a good father or like his relationship with his family. What I will say is it's very loser behavior to have a wife and kids and spend all your time in the editing dungeon. That's just pathetic. That's a comment on you being a pathetic loser. That you would rather spend your time editing a video that is in unbelievably poor taste, is just not well researched, just very pathetic overall, instead of spending time with your freaking family and being like, actually, I don't give a fuck about this drama. That's just you being a loser. That's just you being an internet degen loser. And if anything, honestly, with the way that this guy simps for his wife, I believe that he's a great dad. I believe that his kids ask him for whatever he wants or whatever they want and he just gives it to them. Have you seen how hard this guy fucking just gives Hila whatever she wants? He literally doesn't fight her on anything. This guy's probably a great dad. He probably cares the most about his kids and his wife above all else.
I hope everyone is having a lovely day.
I like how her version of a charitable take is, actually, you guys are all saying this guy's a horrible dad, and I won't comment on it. That's my charitable take. It took her about to get sued before she says, actually, you know what? I think he's a really great dad, and, you know, he's very nice to his wife. No abuse is going on in that house at all. You guys should very much stop commenting that he's an abusive father, because if you guys don't, I actually might be held responsible for my community's actions after I platformed multiple people who were talking shit about Ethan Klein and actually calling law enforcement on him and his family. And then on top of that, the most ridiculous thing that Denims has said throughout this whole video is that Ethan Klein simps for his what? You mean he's a good husband? He just gives her whatever she wants because we can afford it. It's almost like they're multi-millionaires and can afford whatever Hila wants, so what's the point of fighting her on it? It's like saying, honey, we only have $100 million. Why would I allow you to get a Porsche Taycan? It's like, bitch, we have $100 million. Get the damn Porsche Taycan if you want it. That was like one of the dumbest takes known to man. He just gives her everything because they can literally afford it all. Who would have known if you have that much money, you really wouldn't fight your wife on if she wants to spend some of it. And then on top of that, calling it simping. It's not simping. They are in a actual relationship. The people donating money to you in subscriptions are the simps. The person that took down all the videos off of the Denims Daily channel is a simp. Literally, Ethan sleeps with his wife in the same bed. Oh, they are in a long-term marriage. That's no longer called simping. That's just called being in a marriage. Something it seems like the 27-year-old Denims is avoiding at this point in her life, just like having children. Somehow she's commenting on two things she's never experienced in her life. And then on top of that, lying and misrepresenting the facts, just like how the person in P. Diddy's lawsuit lied and misrepresented facts about Drewski. Click this video right here to find out what the hell happened and why is Drewski in a damn P. Diddy lawsuit. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.